Bitcoin is up almost 5% today and up almost 20% in the last week. Ethereum is up over 5.5% today and up almost 15.5% on the week. Hello, my name is Cody, and if this is the first time you guys have seen this video or the first time you come across this channel, be sure to hit that like button, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information. And in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and break down what's going on with Bitcoin, why is Bitcoin up so much, and what the contracts and what the open interest can tell us about the Bitcoin price and the reason why spot prices have been moving higher. So first, what we have here is Fed Chair Jerome Powell has actually said that Bitcoin has staying power as an asset class. Now, this was during a congressional testimony that he gave these remarks. The fact that the Fed chair is coming out and saying Bitcoin has staying power as an asset class is remarkable, okay? And he said asset class, not security specifically, okay? He didn't call it a commodity, but he did say asset class. And I think that this right here is just fuel to the fire right now. We've talked about BlackRock throwing their hat into the ring and trying to get ETFs approved, a Bitcoin spot ETF approved, and Wisdom Tree also doing the same thing. But now you have the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, saying that Bitcoin has staying power. This is an amazing time to be in the Bitcoin space. Now, if you take a look at our Bitcoin chart TA, what we're seeing here is that we have these two red lines marked out as our resistances from yesterday. I've pointed out here resistance at about 28,300. Now, we went right past that resistance level, and we went all the way up here. We went to about 30,000, pushed past that level today, and went all the way up here to almost 31,000. That would put us very close to where we were back in April, and we're going to go ahead and put in an additional resistance trend line right here to kind of mark this resistance. Now I would go ahead and put these as supports right here. So the previous resistances became supports. And if you take a look at the volume candle we printed for today, this is the largest volume candle we've had since all the way back in March. Okay, so just a massive amount of buying going on today, massive. And on top of that, some other things going on that are very interesting that are pushing the price that I'll be talking about next after this. But we also have a significant number of people who are buying, and they've pushed the RSI on the daily all the way up to about almost 71. Now, this level is actually pretty overbought currently. So in the near term, I do expect that Bitcoin's probably going to wind up pulling back a little bit before it continues the rally even higher, which is usually what winds up happening when it comes to Bitcoin. But again, if we go above here at above 70 or so, that's usually when you would expect it to be overbought. Now, if we take a look at the funding rate, what we're seeing here is I have both the funding rate here, the aggregated funding rate, and the open interest at the bottom here. Okay, so the funding rate is going to show us kind of like a sentiment indicator, longs versus shorts. Right now, longs are dominant, longs are strong. One thing you'll notice here in that the past about an hour or so, we've had a massive increase in the funding rate. So longs are paying shorts more of a premium in order to maintain their position. This is in the perpetual futures market. And so what we're seeing is a massive number of longs currently get into the market. Now, if we take a look at our open interest is basically all of the contracts that are available currently, and you can kind of think of it like a volume indicator for contracts. But what we've seen is that the open interest has moved up ever since about the 20th of June. We've seen huge volatility here going all the way up here from about 9.1 billion to a peak of about $10.6 billion worth of these contracts that have been opened. And so what we're seeing here is a point in which the shorts were dominant here very briefly, and then basically shorts got completely annihilated. They got blown up and liquidated, and that caused the price to rally even higher. So you had a number of shorts get in, they got trapped, they got blown up and liquidated, and that's one of the reasons why the Bitcoin spot price has been moving higher. In fact, if we take a look at Bitcoin liquidations, what we've seen here is that on the 24-hour time frame, we have about $80 million worth of Bitcoin shorts that were liquidated in the last 24 hours, and about $43 million worth of Ethereum shorts that were liquidated. Now, again, these are massive numbers of shorts that were liquidated. The last time we saw something in about this range was back on the 25th of April when we had 73 million. But this is the most that I've seen so far in the past 3 months. So shorts have been completely obliterated, and that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin has gone up so much. And in addition to that, you can go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin Exchange Reserve and the number of Bitcoins that are on the exchange. It continues to go lower and lower and lower. And if you take a look at the 1-year time frame, you can see that we're at a new all-time low for the number of Bitcoin on exchanges. And as there are less Bitcoin on exchanges, you tend to see more of a spike in volatility as there are just less Bitcoin available for people to buy if they want to buy. So what we're seeing right now is a huge move out of people taking their Bitcoin off of exchanges and into their private custody. Now, if we also take a look at our Bitcoin spent output profit ratio, or SOPR levels are actually pretty high right now. They're over 1.01. So right now you have your sellers are selling in profit. Now, this is something we haven't seen for a little while. The past couple of days, it's been kind of under this one level, so people have been selling in at a loss. Now they've flipped, and now they're selling at a profit. So again, that is a very bullish sign. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is what's going on this week. So we have tomorrow the initial jobless claims that are going to be coming out. We have Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifying to the Senate, and we have a number of Fed presidents speaking as well. So expect some volatility tomorrow when Fed Chair Powell testifies to the Senate, just kind of like what we saw today when Powell said that Bitcoin has staying power. That could definitely present some additional volatility to the crypto market. And then Friday, we have some Fed presidents speaking as well. And then we also have the S&P Flash U.S. Services PMI as well. Now, that's going to determine whether or not we're working our way through lowering inflation, or if it comes in hotter than expected, that would be a negative for the market. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this crazy move up here. Were you guys able to actually buy any Bitcoin on the dip down here under 25K? If you were, I'm definitely interested in hearing about that. What do you guys think about what Powell said about Bitcoin? That's kind of a major deal, or is it not a big major deal? I'm definitely interested in hearing about it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day.